Welcome to This Explainer, where we are going to completely transform your IT support operations using Slack Workflow Builder. If you're managing incoming requests and feeling totally overwhelmed by the sheer chaos of chat-based support, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down a highly efficient, automated system that you can build right now, even if you're just running on a free Slack workspace.
Let's dive right into this by asking a question pretty much every IT pro knows way too well. Are you just exhausted from playing 20 questions to get a basic user ID or device name? We have literally all been there. Those support requests arriving as messy, completely unstructured direct messages, or just random @mentions in a channel with absolutely zero triage data attached to them, it's a nightmare.
Think of this as our workflow blueprint for the day. We're going to cover 1. The support triage problem, 2. The finished intake solution, 3. Setting the workflow trigger, 4. Adding form collection steps, 5. Auto-posting to a support queue, and finally, 6. The real-world support impact.
Starting off with Section 1, the support triage problem. Let's really pinpoint exactly why doing IT support the old way in Slack is fundamentally broken for most teams.
There's this brilliant quote from an operations builder on Reddit discussing Slack workflows, and it hits the nail right on the head. They noted that simply dumping requests into a channel and hoping someone claims it relies entirely on the honor system. And you know what? The honor system completely fails the second your team gets busy. When the office Wi-Fi goes down and everyone goes into panic mode, optional steps get skipped. People assume someone else is handling it, and those crucial requests simply fall right through the cracks.
And that leads us directly to this concept called discovery debt. As our sources define it, discovery debt is that productivity-killing cycle of begging users for basic context. You know, asking for their operating system, the exact steps to reproduce an error, or just how urgent the problem actually is. This back-and-forth manual follow-up eats up a massive chunk of your total ticket resolution time. Moving on to Section 2, the finished intake solution. Let's take a look at the beautiful, automated end state we want to achieve to wipe out that discovery debt entirely.
This is exactly what we're building today. We are trading that chaotic, completely context-free, help my computer is broken DM for a pristine, fully formatted support intake form. When the user finishes filling it out, it lands straight into a dedicated support queue channel. It's got their user info, the issue category, the priority level, and the affected service, all neatly laid out for you. Zero follow-ups required. All right, Section 3, setting the workflow trigger. So how do we actually build the thing? Let's tear it down to its studs, starting with the trigger, which is simply the action that kicks off your automation. The interface in Slack for this is incredibly intuitive. To get started, you just navigate over to the Tools or Automations tab, right there in your left-hand sidebar. From there, you just click the plus icon to create a brand new workflow, and Slack is going to ask you to choose a starting event. Now, what's genuinely cool here is the sheer variety of triggers you have at your disposal. You could use a simple / link that users click to launch the standardized form. Or you can set it up so that when someone reacts to a message with a specific emoji, like, say, a raised hand emoji, bam, it instantly launches your support request workflow. You can even use external webhooks to trigger workflows automatically from monitoring tools like Datadog. But for our IT intake today, a simple link in Slack trigger works perfectly. Which brings us to Section 4, adding form collection steps. Once your trigger is set in stone, we move on to the single most important part of the build, gathering that critical data. By mapping out these specific form fields, you are forcing the user to provide structured data. You give them a drop-down menu to select the issue category, like hardware, software, or billing. You use long text fields so they can type out the exact steps to reproduce a bug. You can even add a member selector to capture their specific user ID automatically. Doing this literally eliminates the discovery debt we talked about because the ticket cannot be submitted until they give you the context you need. It's essentially like putting up an exclusive velvet rope for your IT queue. No details, no entry. On to Section 5, auto-posting to support queue. Now that we've got a form successfully collecting clean data, let's build out an automated routing system using the workflow's actions. The absolute magic here comes from conditional branching. Honestly, it's a total game changer. Your workflow acts like an intelligent dispatcher now. It actually looks at the drop-down category the user selected in the form. If they clicked technical, it routes that beautifully formatted request straight to the tech support channel and directly @mentions the on-call engineer. But if they selected billing, it branches off, routes the message to billing support, and can even generate a task in your project management tool. And the best part, it doesn't just stop at posting a message. You can configure the automation to instantly send a direct message back to the user, acknowledging their request with an actual ticket number. For really severe issues, it can automatically spin up a dedicated incident room channel. It can even take all that form data and use a built-in connector to automatically create a Jira issue or fire off a PagerDuty alert. This guarantees that absolutely no request ever goes to die in your chat history again. Let's wrap up with Section 6. Real-world support impact. What actually happens when you take an afternoon to deploy this kind of support-grade automation in your workspace? Well, just look at this number, 3. According to an automation builder cited in our sources, taking the time to set up this exact type of structured, form-based workflow saved their team at least 3 hours a day. 3 hours! That is nearly 20 hours a week you are getting back simply because you made the system ask the boring follow-up questions for you. By standardizing the interface, you're looking at a massive reduction in average triage time across the board. The intake is so much cleaner. The assignment is instant and crystal clear, completely eliminating that failing honor system we talked about. And most importantly, your IT professionals can stop acting like manual data entry clerks asking for user IDs and finally start acting as the architects of efficient systems. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought to chew on. When automation handles the routine triage, all the data collection, and the routing, your engineers are finally totally free to focus on the high-value work that actually matters. If you stop spending your day managing the process, how fast could your team actually move those big projects forward? It is time to let the workflow do the heavy lifting. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy automating.